All right, what is going on, everyone? Good morning. Evan Giddings sitting in for Matt Steinmetz. A little under the weather today, Goo, but I got you.
And he deserves it. He is our Cal Ripken here. He's been getting sick a little more frequently this year than last year, but Steiny get better. And, man, Evan, it's you and I, baby.
Well, I was just thinking about it. An early RIP, because you did have me thinking about streaks. I think John Sterling did like 5,000 consecutive baseball games, and he just passed away earlier this morning. So I don't mean to start the show on a bad note.
I missed that. No way.
Yeah, 87, 86 years old. John
That's
Sterling.
Norm's age. Rest in peace, John.
Yeah, one of the greats.
That.
One of the great voices. I don't know how he would describe. Thank you, Pasta.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah,
rest in peace. Yeah.
A little too soon there, buddy.
Right. Oh, man, life.
Yeah, I don't know how he would describe the Giants, though, Goo. Because, look, we'll get into some stuff later with the Warriors and Steve Kerr, but I don't think there's anywhere else to start but today.
Well, can I start
with what didn't happen over the weekend?
Before we get to that mess,
I
just want to run something by you. So we got cameras in here. I'm working at the gym, hit it yesterday, and I'm asking you your honesty. You know, Pasta and Carter holding it down back there. They control the levels in the camera.
Had a little fun at the Beacon this weekend.
I heard, do I come across vain if I keep going in there like, back that thing off me?
Well, you've done it to me, too. So
I think I got mad at you. But I'm not coming across vain, am I?
Well, Pasta's the only one that really zooms in on people's faces. He just blows you up.
Dude, I'm like, come on, man. Help me out, y'all. Yeah.
Exactly. No, Goo, you look great. I like the shirt.
It's not about how I look. It's
well, it is.
The geometry behind it. Back it off me. When I see these clips, I'm like, come on, I thought we was boys. Anyway, I'm looking fresh. I feel fresh. What you got?
Well, what I have is I'm trying to figure out how bad this thing is right now, or how bad this thing is going to get, because I was watching games this weekend, Goo. A lot of great NBA playoffs, not so great local baseball. And I'm trying to figure out just how panicked or just how, I don't know, frustrated people are watching this baseball team. I got a roommate who's 20 years old, and he works some of the Giants games. He works on the medical side, so he's one of those people that if you need help, you know, people
What's his name?
His name's Jack.
Okay, never met your brother's name.
There's a lot of Jacks going around.
Right, all right.
Jack the roommate, Jack the brother, Jack the friend. So anyways, I talked to him on Saturday. I say, hey, you know, Giants are on. They're playing the Tampa Bay Rays. And I say, Jack, why aren't you watching the game? And he goes, dude, I can't. I just can't. And this was before what happened yesterday. They obviously lose in extras, get walked off for the third time in 6 games. And he's got to work the games this week. They got the San Diego Padres in town.
And the Pirates.
And then the Pirates, your Pirates, coming up later this week. And I'm just trying to figure out what the level of frustration is with this team, because right now they're 8 games below 500. And they just had one of the worst road trips I can remember as far as performance, offense, close games, managerial decision-making. And I'm trying to figure out, Goo, just where to stand with this baseball team right now, because at the end of the day, it is May 4th, but it feels like it's later than that.
No, Evan, the word I use is fear. And I'm fearful that this thing might not turn around, and I feel like a buffoon, you know, saying that with only 34 games played, but I've been left at the altar from the Sanford. And I know you didn't ask, E, but I'm going to share it. Every damn season for the last umpteen years, I feel like the second half, the Giants are going to get hot. That orange and black. Here we go. I feel like I ran Melvin out of town. Chris Townsend texting me every night. I'm like, give me Bob's number. I owe him a bouquet of flowers, some chocolate. I blamed you for what the Giants didn't do offensively last year and as a collective. But what's happening now, Evan, just let me give you some last in homers, last in walks, last in runs. They've been shut out 7 times this year through the 34, and they scored 1 run 5 times.
Everybody's terrible.
Dude, I don't know what to make of it, but I will say this. Because I'm going Woody Harrelson, True Detective. I got to retire that line. I'm looking for things.
Season 1.
The best one with Matthew. And I'm going to mess up his last name. That's why I said Matthew.
McConaughey.
My man, Evan, they paid for the high-priced guys, but Devers and Adames, they don't look like themselves at all. And it starts there. So I got to say, where everybody's lined up to come at the FO, They spent the bread. Buster spent the bread. You're not getting the ROI, return on investment. So if this thing or those two don't snap out of it, and I'm starting to get real concerned that they're not, Evan, I said this to you at the end of our beautiful meeting in the green room this morning. This thing could be headed to, do you look and moving web?
I think everything.
If it didn't get any better,
everything's on the table. And
wow.
I think if we're going to talk about the blame game early, you could look at Vitello if you want. He looks like he's in a little over his head early.
He's wearing it.
He's feeling it, is what he's feeling. But I think he's feeling it because of those two guys that you just mentioned. The majority of the blame to me should fall on the players. You're not performing, and the two guys that you have paid to be great, so that you didn't have to just call up Bryce Eldridge and Jesus Rodriguez, who might be in the lineup tonight.
I'm excited, but this is bigger than that. Go ahead. I'm cutting you off.
The majority of the blame falls on them. They have stunk to high heavens for the majority of this season.
Do you know why? Do you have the thoughts of is this just why?
They're Rafael Devers is one of the worst players in baseball right now through 34 games. I didn't have that on the bingo card. Willy Adames is one of the least productive shortstops, especially offensively, in the game of baseball, right? I didn't have that on the bingo card. And I know he's a slow starter. I know Devers got off to a slow start last year, but we're 20% of the way through the season. For those doing the math, that'd be about 4 games in football. That'd be about 15 to 20 games in basketball.
All right.
If we were looking at a team that was at this stage in the NBA and the NFL, people would be fuming. People would be panicking. And that's where I'm at with this team, Goo. It's still early, but it's getting late early.
No doubt.
They're below the Colorado Rockies right now.
Just think about that. The Rockies, who had that on your bingo card? Almost 3 in a row, Evan. It doesn't look swell at all. And then tell me if I'm doing too much with this one. Devers gets a double and does the little Dodger thing, or the Dodgers do. Evan, put your hands down. You ain't been hitting. You get a double with the third. He should have had it. But am I mad for looking at those nah, bruh, you tuck that. Tuck that till you get hot. Put 2 weeks together, and then you do the whatever he does with his hands. I'm sitting there watching the game like, you got to be kidding me. Evan, they need the baseball version of Blue Chew bad.
It doesn't even look like they want to do the celebration, the little dance. The only guy that feels like he's doing I don't know if it's a Super Mario thing or whatever the hell they do when they get on base.
Give me a G.
The only guy who looks like he's having fun doing it is Arias, because he's the only one who can hit.
Do you take that L? That shit, it ain't a L because you got a victory.
I'm not taking the L yet. I'm not taking the L yet.
Grandy, thank God for him. He's old school, man.
Yeah, but he looks so good because everyone else can't hit the baseball.
I'll give you that. Wow.
By the way, the few times that they needed him this weekend to come through with a big hit, he didn't do it. But and that's the thing, Goo. It's like, okay, Arias has been fine. There's been players who have played fine. But the guys who are supposed to get you hits when you need them, the guys who are supposed to produce runs, what did you say? Last in on base, last in walks.
Homers, walks, runs.
Stolen bases.
Man.
Second to last in OPS. This team can't hit. And if this team can't hit, this team's not going to score.
So where's Buster Posey in this thus far? Because I'm trying to be the grown-up in the room. I'm trying to tap into Evan, it's only 34 games. But to be honest, this went on last year, and I kind of was Helen Keller to it. But now I'm just like, I keep saying, and I'm hearing, how about this? Giant fans, I got to give them credit, E. It's 34 games in. From what I'm reading and listening to, even the guys calling the games and the gals post-game, Kalen Mills knocking it out the park on the pre and post, people are not happy. That's what I like. Usually it could be, people are not happy. Evan, it looks ugly. That 6-game road trip, and you left with 13 wins and you came back with 13.
Well, it's because also you had opportunities to win those games. They blew 3 of them.
Boy,
I guess the last one against the Rays, look, you didn't score much, but you had
you said it.
You had chances in about 3 or 4 of those baseball games, and you couldn't win any of them. And it's in one breath, I look at it and I say, all right, you're right there, you're close, but against the Philadelphia Phillies, A team that just fired their manager the game before the series,
I didn't
the
like
day
that.
before the series.
I didn't like that.
Tampa Bay is now looking like one of the best teams in the American League just after playing the Giants. I think San Francisco should be in panic mode. The Giants should be.
That's real. And I'll say this, if you're into a $232 million payroll, that's why you should be in panic mode. The Rays came into that series with the $85 million payroll. I'm a mathematician. That's a difference of 147 M's. So when you hold the Giants to that standard, is it fair to call out Buster Posey? I can't call. He put this together, but he thought he was getting the expensive sausage. He thought he was getting the top of the line cabbage. I don't like, where are you at with Buster and who put this together?
888-957-9570 is the number. Evan Giddings in for Matt Steinmetz with Gerald the Guru Johnson. Who's to blame right now? Giants 0-6 in the last 6 games, one of the worst road trips. And I got a stat for you on the other side that's kind of going to put into perspective right now where they're at historically. All right, what's coming up in the game is brought to you by Fremont Bank. Here for you, here for good. That segment also brought to you by Safeway.